Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for a brand new video. And today we're going to be going through the expectations versus the reality of Australia. But before we get any further into it, remember to give the video a big fat thumbs up if you do enjoy it. It helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you do like this kind of content on the channel. Hope you enjoyed yesterday's video. It was a very weird video where I reacted to my day one of Australia from last year, so hope you enjoyed that video. I don't know how it's doing. I'm bulk recording at the minute, so I'm kind of recording all these videos back to back and then just gonna kind of drip feed them out. But anyway, let's get into it. Expectations versus reality with Australia. So this is kind of a very weird question to answer because expectations are subjective of what you've looked at and what you've researched beforehand. But I'm going to give you my experience. So when I was watching videos on YouTube before I went out on my working holiday visa, I was really looking at kind of the principles of the visa itself. I was extremely zoned in on the visa side of it. I wasn't so much focused on the country side of it. I just wanted to know how to get a tax number, how to get a bank account, where I'm going to be staying, and I'll work out the rest while I was there. That was kind of the expectation that I was going in with. Obviously, YouTube does recommend stuff, so eventually I did find myself along the path to, along the pathway to basically videos just about Australia and Sydney in general, but it started off just on working holiday videos. But to be honest, I kept myself so restrained with watching certain touristy focused stuff on Australia that, to be honest, my expectations going into it were really low. As in, I didn't expect much. I knew the baseline, so that I had kind of a ground floor, but anything else there, the only way you can go from there is up. So I kept it to a minimum, and I kept it to a minimum, and basically I was just trying my absolute best to not research anything, and I was going to be blown away. That was my expectation, basically, going into it. Let's keep my reality kind of the ground level here, and then up here is kind of where I'm thinking it's going to going. So it's literally just going to do this. In reality, it did that. It went straight vertical. All my expectations were surpassed because I kept them purposely low to begin with. I wouldn't say low. Low can be misinterpreted so easily. I would just say I kept them real. As in, I didn't want to overpromise and overthink and overhype the country to the point where when reality sets in and you're there and you've done all the touristy things, that it just comes crashing down in a massive ball of fire. That's not what I kind of wanted to happen. But I love Australia to bits. It is one of my favourite countries on planet Earth, and it definitely has its perks and benefits. But there are obviously parts of Australia that you won't like. There is parts of every country that you don't like. For me in England, I don't like London very much. As I've got older, I've become more accustomed to it. And I definitely appreciate it a lot more. But it's not a nice capital city in my eyes. It's the capital. And that's about it. It's the capital. It's not interesting to me who grew up there. But with that in mind, Sydney is my favourite city in the world. And the place I didn't agree with, obviously, as I've done videos on, is Brisbane. Brisbane, when I went up to Brisbane, that city just did not connect with me at all. The weather, the culture, definitely did, because it was very similar to Sydney, which I was on the same wavelength with. So that part of the transformation process was really easy. In terms of anything else, and in terms of kind of overall Brisbane experience, it was just the place that didn't connect with me. The people did. The weather 100% did. On a good day. Brisbane, when I was in Brisbane, it kind of fluctuated so heavily between humid and boiling hot, and basically the opposite side, which was torrential rain, but still ridiculously humid. That's kind of how it flip-flopped so easily between the two for me personally. But obviously everyone will watch different things on YouTube. I'm sure the same videos get recycled a bunch. I watched a lot of videos from Chasing Dane. He was a really good YouTuber. I liked his style of filmmaking and videos and stuff like that. He really laid it out in a very simple way. He added cinematography to it to make it all interesting, and he did voiceovers and stuff. And I'm not trying to mimic him. I'm just kind of doing my own lane for the minute, but I can see where some of his videos have definitely leaked into the inspiration for some of my vlogs, because I really appreciate what he's doing. And but anyway, going back on track, I was diverting off to another topic there. Australia's reality it's beautiful. It's incredible. It's going to be on the expensive side, especially if you're in the city. But overall, it is fully doable, and you can have a really good time in Australia. You can have a blast. So I'd just say set your expectations low and let them be surpassed naturally. Now, Australia may not be a good fit for you. That could be a reality as well. You may not like the country. I don't know how that's even possible, but you may not like Australia. You may prefer Switzerland, for example. You may prefer somewhere absolutely very warm. But it's all subjective, and it's all down to personal preference. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video here. Thank you for stopping by the channel, and I'll see you for the next video. Peace out, guys.